It is time for the Drew Yari Show. Drew Yari.
Yo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's weird.
Hey, can you hear me though?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
What are you up to?
Well, I had the game on. I just turned it off.
Oh, which game was it?
It's Giants and 49ers.
Oh, who was winning?
Tied at 3.
Yeah, that's surprising.
It was second quarter.
Yeah, the Giants are doing pretty good this year from what I've seen.
The Giants?
No, not the Giants. I'm sorry. The Niners.
Oh, I was like, the Giants? Like, they lost 40-0 to the Cowboys. They're a little overrated. Brock Purdy is very suspect at quarterback for sure. He's being carried by the defense and by a very good offense. He's not really that good of a quarterback. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the season plays out.
But if anyone's listening, this is a special edition. This is a Thursday special edition show.
We're live already?
Yeah, we're live.
Did not know. Okay.
I mean, we're live on here, but But I am recording, and yeah, man, some shit happened today, so we kind of had to do an emergency and cover this show, and we had
supposed to be here Friday, but you know when news like this breaks, like it's we have no choice but to get on here.
You got to go after it while it's fresh. It's like freshly baked cookies coming out of the oven. You got to get them while they're fresh.
Right.
So. And everything that we were originally going to cover on Friday, we're going to cover here tonight. So, should be a fun show, people. But welcome to the show. You heard us last night. You know me. I'm Drew. And with me, as always,
Justin. And I'm going to introduce myself for the first time from the Morning Slam podcast and SpyMusterTees.com.
Ooh, nice. And just like we mentioned, or just like Justin mentioned on the show, Monday will be the first or the debut episode of his new show, the Morning Slam podcast, which is Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah, spot on. Yeah, live on YouTube is a video podcast. So come and interact with me. The chat will be available, and also hopefully to get these up on to get the podcast up on Spotify and Google Play and not Google Play, Google Podcasts. So wherever you get your podcast at. But yeah, starting Monday, a new morning podcast for you guys to listen to live. So
I very much look forward to it, and I know everybody else is going to look forward to it. Hey, Ruben, how you doing, bud? He's in the chat.
Ruben.
But we're just going to get right to the nitty gritty already. So, we'll cover this first. This happened, was it last week or the week before? But yeah, the merger, as we all know, between WWE and Endeavor, it happened. And last week there were some cuts of WWE employees, non-wrestlers, at least 100 plus people. Dana Warrior being one of them. And then today it was announced that SmackDown will be moved back to USA next year. Which kind of throws out the notion that USA might not end up keeping Raw and NXT, but that's not what
we'll talk about that another time. I believe that I believe they're gonna keep all three. So
yeah. But we're not here to talk about that. There's a fucking fly flying around. It's bothering me. But what we're here to talk about is there's a bus flip, a massive, a pretty big bus flip. For the year of 2023. A lot of names, some notable names, some NXT talent, and we're going to talk about it, people. So I have the list right here. I think I might be missing one person, but I believe that was like an NXT person. But
well, I have the whole list here too as well, in case if you happen to miss somebody. But just preface this, guys. A lot of people lost their jobs today, so that's the number one thing. We're gonna be, talking about, where they'll be going next or whatnot, which is good, right? But you gotta understand that a lot of people lost their jobs today. A lot of people who were lifers in WWE lost their jobs today as well. And unfortunately, I did predict this, because again, when you have mergers of major companies and they come together, there will be budget cuts. I don't come on here and talk about these things because I want to talk about it. I talk about these things because it is a most likely scenario, and that's what happened today. And it may not be over as well. I hope it is. I really do. But just a reality situation, it could be even more coming. Yeah, so
that's what I heard.
Yeah. So we'll see. But we got some names today that we'll at least talk about.
We're going to start off with first on the list that was announced, Mustafa Ali. A little surprising because he's currently in NXT working a program with both Dom and Dragon Lee. And he's going to be wrestling Dom, was it next week? Or was supposed to wrestle Dom?
He was supposed to wrestle him at No Mercy, but to me, it is one of two things with Mustafa Ali. He wanted out of WWE last year. Mm-hmm. He went out of WWE last year. Now, he went down to NXT and, he was doing some good stuff down there. But what this tells me one of two things. Either one, he was probably asked, since he was knowing about these budget cuts, he probably asked to be cut, to be released because that's what he wanted. Maybe. I'm not saying that's what he wanted. I'm saying that could be a possibility due to what he asked for last year. Or number two, and which is probably a more likely scenario, that the folks who are in these positions, and I said this last week with the whole Trinity on the TKO banner, that there are people within TKO that don't know what the hell is going on in WWE. And this shows with Mustafa Ali because he was in a program to go after the North American Championship. So yeah, but it sucks. It sucks for Mustafa Ali. I always been a fan of his. I always loved the series of matches they had with Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy on 205 Live when they had that one hardcore anything goes match. Fantastic match. People didn't like Retribution. I didn't like the gimmick per se, but I like that Mustafa Ali got an opportunity to become a leader of his own faction, and he did well. He cut good promos, even though the faction itself sucked. He did his very best to try to put it over with the faction itself. So so for Mustafa Ali, I'll ask you, Drew. Obviously, he's got to stay in wrestling. I don't think he's gonna leave wrestling or anything like that. Where do you think will be the best fit for him? Going out of being released from WWE?
I'd say AEW, but it's just I fear that he'll just be another guy on the roster. So I would say maybe Impact.
Yeah, I think Impact is probably the best place for him. AEW, yes, only if he's mainly used as a guy that's in New Japan. So he'll still be part of AEW, but he'll be in New Japan a lot of the time as well. Kind of like Lance Archer. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Lance Archer will come to AEW every now and then, have a feud with somebody, then go back, or even Ring of Honor too as well. So, but I think Impact will probably be the best place for him. I think if he goes to Impact, I think that he could absolutely be X Division champion, but they may want to put him in the main event picture too as well. So, because I think he can carry a feud. So, but yeah.
I know when he made that tweet from, what is it, last year or the year before, that he, I guess, mentioned that, he has I forget the terminology, he had a higher calling that was bigger than wrestling. So, I don't know what that is, but, Impact, I think, will be a better fit, just personally. Seems like a good dude, so we'll see what he does. Next is Emma. She came back last year in that match against Ronda, and then afterwards I think she had a match against Scarlett, or she just did a segment with Charlotte, or not Charlotte, Scarlett, and that's literally it, as far as I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, I was crying out for Emma the last few weeks on why she's not being utilized, and well, she gets let go today. And the most heartbreaking thing about this as well is that she was on Twitter today because WWE announced that on February 24th in Perth, the Elimination Chamber is going to be there, and so WWE, they want to expand their international market, and that should be a fun show. And obviously, we all know that Emma is from Australia. And she tweeted out when it happened, when it was announced, she says, "A dream at WWE." And not even 1 hour later, she said, "Oops, never mind, I just got released. I'm no longer with WWE." So, the guys that are making these decisions, they don't care. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. They have to make business decisions. I totally get it. I was in that world. I had to make business decisions for even people that I liked. They didn't love it. You know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, it's a business. But again, I always asked, why are you going to bring back these people if you're not going to utilize them? To me, I really appreciate Emma to no Dashwood. I really appreciate her. I know the talent that she is. I know that in WWE she did not get that opportunity. She not at least the second time around, she did not get that opportunity whatsoever. And it sucks. So, it is what it is. I mean, her and her fiance Rick Moss got let go. So Rick Moss, another he's pretty young too as well, very talented. I think they tapped into his full potential as well. He did have a little bit of charisma, but they didn't really tap into his full potential after he got let go. I'm sorry, after the feud with Baron Corbin. So for both of them, where do you see them next?
Emma, was she ever? She was an Impact once upon a time, right?
Yeah, she was definitely an Impact. Yes, she was like I think Knockouts Tag Team Champions in Impact.
I can, it's funny because we're giving all this talent to Impact. I would say I can see her and Riddick going to Impact. Riddick seems like he's more built for Impact more than like AEW. Personally.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. We're giving all this good talent to Impact, so that'd be interesting to see him there. But yeah, with Riddick, it's like I always liked him. It's like I always thought he was really talented. The Madcap Moss gimmick I just thought was stupid as shit. I mean, it showed that he had personality, for one. That like there was a silver lining to it. But it's just like him wearing suspenders. I was just like, oh my god, this guy's so much more talented than this. And then he had the feud with Corbin. I mean, they had a really fun match at Extreme Rules, which I was like, a Baron Corbin match is fun, question mark. But after that, it's just like, they did nothing with them.
Right.
So I mean, they tried. I mean, he had the match with Gunther on an episode of SmackDown. It was a decent match. It was, I would say, maybe my least favorite Gunther match, but or one of my least favorite Gunther matches. But it was a decent match. But afterwards, it's like, what now? I mean, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but whatever. But it's just, I mean, the guy has talent. I mean, for all we know, maybe sometime down the line he could come back to WWE. I mean, he on his X or X Twitter, whatever you want to call it, he was kind of a good sport about it. He joked about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he'll be fine wherever he goes.
I think this is going to be a situation where it's like a Drew McIntyre, Matt Cardona, Cody Rhodes. He's going to reinvent himself. I foresee him being in Impact, and I can see him actually being a main eventer in Impact if he comes with the right character, comes with the right persona. Steve Maclin, like he revitalized his career down in Impact. He was one of the Forgotten Sons and and all that, and he revitalized his career down in Impact, and maybe he'll come back to WWE one day, and I don't really foresee him being a big player per se, but I can see him maybe being a mid Carter. Maybe they could do something like that with Riddick Moss. Maybe get like a haircut, or maybe get some more grungy look, kind of like with Drew McIntyre when Drew McIntyre went down, wrestled in the Indies and
ICW.
Yeah, in ICW or whatnot. Like, he kind of started growing his beard out. He started getting more mass or whatnot. So, we could probably see something like that with Riddick down in Impact, if he goes to Impact. But for somebody like him, though, Impact, you're exclusively signed there for the most part. I will love for him to really start off in the Indies first before he goes to Impact. Really identifies himself going to the Indies, start from fresh, and go from there. Emma, she could just go straight back to Impact because she's tenured there and all that. So, but yeah.
Right. Next is Rick Boogs.
Yeah, Rick Boogs, man. Yeah. I mean, he was a ball of charisma. In the ring, not so much or whatnot, but he was a ball of charisma. There's really been nobody like him in WWE, like ever, like a metalhead and able to really play the guitar well. Elias, who we'll be talking about in a second, he had to teach himself to play guitar, but you tell Boogs actually knew how to play the guitar before he came to WWE, at least for a few years at least. They just didn't fully tap into what he was fully about. I think they could have probably put Rick Boogs and Elias together as a tag team, but they never really, tapped into that. But a guy like that, is just what it is. At the end of the day, he had a ceiling. I don't think he hit it, but his ceiling wasn't high. I didn't see Rick Boogs being a WWE champion. I didn't see Rick Boogs even being an Intercontinental champion. I just didn't see that. But comedy characters do work. He had something with Shinsuke Nakamura for a while. You know what I mean? And before he got injured, so that's what kind of killed his WWE run was the injury at WrestleMania. But Boogs, where do you see him going from here after this?
I would say Indies. Definitely not AEW. Definitely not AEW. Indies, maybe Impact, maybe go overseas, try your luck overseas, see what you can do over there. Or, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of pieces out wrestling altogether and just, goes to Hollywood.
That's where I'm actually leaning towards. I think he may piece out wrestling for now, at least, and tries his luck of being an actor and being in Hollywood or whatnot. Because he has the look, to do certain roles in Hollywood. So, you never know what he can do. We don't know if he has any acting history or whatnot, but I foresee him at least taking a break. I won't say totally peace out, but taking a break from pro wrestling and perhaps trying his role in Hollywood.
Right. Next is your personal favorite, Aaliyah.
Glad she's gone. I mean, I don't even want to talk about her. Glad she's gone. Now, I will say this. I will say this. I'm glad she's gone because of personal reasons and also as well because of what she said on social media a long time ago. And I used to be in Skype calls with her as well. So, I actually spoken to her and all that as well. So I won't say I know her personally, but just knowing the things that she said in the past, privately in Skype calls and also as well on Twitter, but no one really gives a fuck about. WWE didn't really do a thing about it. I'm glad she's gone because she didn't deserve to be there. Outside of that, I'm putting the personal things aside. As far as her WWE tenure, she was not anything great in the ring.
No.
Personal feelings aside, she wasn't great in the ring. She couldn't talk. Right? She had a look. She looks good. Give her that. She looks good. But when it comes down to it, she didn't improve in the ring. She didn't improve her mic skills. She had a little bit of a character. But that was pretty much it. And since there was no mass improvement, since you're off TV for forever, I'm not surprised that she was cut.
Yeah, she was not very good. She was with the company for over a decade? Close to a decade?
No, not even that. I think she came in in 2017, I want to say.
I think she was there a little longer because I know she was there when like Bailey and Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks got there, or probably even before that.
No, she wasn't.
I don't know. I think I could have sworn she was, but yeah.
No, she came into WWE. I think 2016. I want to say.
Oh, I need to look this up because it's gonna drive me nuts. Because I know when. Hold on.
She wasn't there in 2013. I can tell you that.
Okay, Aaliyah.
Maybe 2015, maybe, but like
2015.
Definitely 2016 for sure.
2015.
Okay, yeah, it's not a decade.
Close to it, but whatever. Yeah, she was not very good. I don't know, just like for someone who was in NXT that long before she got to the main roster, you would think she would have like an ounce of improvement, and she was not good. I can't even say she was passable in the ring. Like she was really not that good, not very charismatic. Beautiful girl, I'll say that. But other than that, just I hate to sound like a perv for saying this, but when I look at her future, I'd say OnlyFans.
I don't want to speculate on stuff like that. Like
I'm not trying to be a perv, but it's just like I wouldn't be surprised if she at least.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but like I don't want to speculate if someone doing a porn website, like
it's kinda... art. No, I mean like I wouldn't be surprised if she just says I'm done with wrestling altogether, and just like I don't know, starts her own business.
Well, she loves wrestling. She loves wrestling. I can see her go back to the indies.
I mean, wrestling doesn't love her. But
what I'm saying is that like, and I can't believe I'm defending. What I'm saying is that she loves wrestling. She's a shitty person, but she loves wrestling, and I think that her name was fucking Chick Kick on YouTube, for God's sakes. I don't question out the OnlyFans. Like, I guess that's kind of weird for me even to say that. Like, I don't want to speculate anyone doing that. It's kind of that's just weird to me. But I can see her, going back into these and maybe try to get better. But I don't want to see her back in WWE at all. I mean, WWE, AEW, I don't think she deserves to be in the in the top two major brands, or even Impact for that matter. So,
right. Next, Elias.
Elias. I mean, I'm not surprised that he's gone. Again, he wasn't being utilized. He still, in theoretically, should still be in WWE. I mean, he was a heat magnet, but but at the end of the day, Elias, he was definitely somebody who, he utilized the time best in WWE, and he did everything that he could to get over, and he did get over for a while. But there's not really much you can do with the Drifter Elias character anymore at this point. So,
right.
But he did tweet, after his departure from WWE, he said, "For drifting onto the scene to WrestleMania with John Cena and The Undertaker, to millions around the world for years walking with Elias, a #1 iTunes album, and to be my own younger brother Zeke." Hey, you just broke kayfabe there. While traveling the world, it's been a blast. God is good. And that was from Elias's Twitter earlier. So, I don't know where he goes from here. I don't know if he wants to stay in professional wrestling. I don't know. I know that he was like out in like, I think like not Jerusalem, but I think it's like like Israel or some shit, or Jordan. I think it was Jordan. I think it's like somewhere in Jordan, like like a few weeks ago or whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know if he wants to stay in wrestling. I don't know if he has a bigger calling than pro wrestling. I don't know.
I think so.
You know what I mean? So I don't know what he wants to do, where he wants to do, I'll support it. You know what I mean? As long as it's not like hurting people or being racist or, I mean, something, that'll make you a shitty person. But, I mean, it's going to be a while before you can find someone like that of Elias who had different ranges of capturing people's, not imagination per se, but like capturing people's interest on no matter what you're doing. Where he was just going there doing an Elias concert. Like, he'd freaking have like a fucking concert and people were, loving that shit. So, for the best for Elias.
Right. I mean, piggybacking off of what you said about him being Jordan, I don't know if this was an old tweet or a new tweet, but he talked about being baptized. And said, I'm free of sin and I'm full of God. So, I mean, yeah, he might just like peace out wrestling altogether and just, live life as a man of God. Which, nothing wrong with that. I mean, like you said, whatever can help somebody be a better person. As long as they're not hurting anyone or, doing stupid shit. Just, here's to Elias. I mean, again, once upon a time, this guy was over. This guy was like over as fuck. Number one album on iTunes. I mean, he legit almost had a fucking concert on WrestleMania weekend in New York. And, there was even tickets on Ticketmaster and they canceled it for whatever reason. So, the guy was good. He got the Ezekiel thing over, which was just odd.
Yeah, but he broke kayfabe there. Jeez,
it's my life.
Wait, you should have said in the tweet. You should at least said that. He should have said that. I got to get my younger brother on TV.
It'd be funny if they just announced that Elias got released, but Ezekiel's still employed with the company.
He's still on the roster page.
Oh God. But yeah, here's to Elias. We walk with Elias. Speaking of a guy we won't walk with, Top Dollar.
I mean, well, it's kind of funny that he got released, but the rest of a Hit Row didn't.
I thought it was the whole Hit Row, but it's just Top Dollar, right?
Yeah, it's just Top Dollar. Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, Hit Row got released. There was no mention. I mean, that could still be coming. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen tomorrow. But as of right now, it's only Top Dollar. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think that. And it sucks. It sucks that all these guys got fired, except for Leah. But it sucks that all these guys got fired. But I will say this: I just don't think that he was a good fit for WWE for being a wrestler.
Right.
Okay. For being an in-ring wrestler. I got nothing against Top Dollar. People don't like Top Dollar for odd reasons. I mean, I don't really particularly care. I don't let wherever he says get to me or anything like that because he's living his life. He's not me. I'm not him. So I don't, his opinions is his opinions at the end of the day. But I will say that he is a wrestling fan. He's definitely a fucking wrestling fan. He fucking tweeted a picture of him, him and The Rock when he was like, 20 years ago or however long ago. It was like, 20, 25 years ago. So he's definitely a fan of pro wrestling, and I still see him within pro wrestling. What I would do with him is, if I was him, is that I would go to the indies and I'll just be a heater for somebody, or he can go to AEW and be a heater for Swerve Strickland.
All right,
just be a heater. You only gotta wrestle. Be a heater. Be there to break up pinfalls. Be there to cheat. That'll be a perfect spot for him. Right. That would be a perfect spot for him if he were to go AEW and just be a heater. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it sucks that he's gone. Hit Row. I will say this: they did try with Hit Row when they came back. It just didn't work. Yeah, they tried with them for about a month. Well, yeah, and we talked about that. But they tried with them for about a month. It just didn't work out, and it is what it is. And unfortunately, Top Dollar's biggest memory from WWE is him trying to do that, at Tope over the ropes and Michael Cole burying him. So,
poor Michael Cole. Poor Michael Cole. Who's he gonna bury now?
And I'm pretty sure he actually really liked Top Dollar. He was just giving Michelle on commentary, so you know what I mean. I don't think he hated him. You know what I mean. I think it was just like a running gag. So
yeah.
So we're not gonna see that no more.
Right, but I can see Top Dollar going to AEW to work with Swerve. I'm pretty sure they're best friends, and I mean that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, that'd be nice for him. So we'll see. Next, and this kind of bummed me out a little bit. Shelton Benjamin.
I mean, we all love Shelton. We all love Shelton. I love Shelton, right? Like, we've been watching him for over 20 years, right? In WWE. But call a spade a spade. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. He's almost 50 years old.
But
he's not being utilized.
You could have used his mind. You could have used him as a trainer or an agent.
Well, hold on, I didn't get to finish.
Okay, all right.
He got released from being a talent. Does not mean he will not be back with the company, right? He can be back with the company in 6 to 9 months or a year from now, and he could be a coach down at the Performance Center. He can help Sean run NXT, but he could be one of his go-to guys down at NXT, or he could be a producer. Right, but him as far as being in the ring, he's still great. Now, I'm not saying he sucks. What I am saying is, and what I have been saying is, over the past year, WWE, especially me NXT, also is this as well. But WWE in general, they wanted to have a youth movement, and in most cases, because The Rock's back too as well. But The Rock's The Rock, Shelton Benjamin is Shelton Benjamin. So they gotta let some of these guys go. It sucks. But at the end of the day, it's business. Shelton Benjamin didn't add anything for television. Shelton Benjamin didn't add anything for for what was going on TV or whatnot. He could put on great matches, right? But he wasn't a great talker. He never has been, right? But I'm pretty sure morale backstage and for some people to go to for advice, that's going to be missing. But again, if they bring him back as a producer, then I think you'll get the same thing there. So it sucks that he's left as a in-ring competitor, but he's almost 50 years old. He probably wants to go into the indies for about for a few months, and they may bring him back as a coach.
Yeah, right. I mean, again, it's just I have a soft spot for Shelton. Kind of like how you just said. I love Shelton. If Shelton can get a job anywhere, I'm happy. I'm happy for Shelton. Good dude, great wrestler. Wherever he goes, he's gonna be loved and adored, and he's loved and adored everywhere. So, I think he'll get a job in like 2 seconds. That's how much people love Shelton Benjamin. So
yeah, for sure. Maybe Impact, and maybe he'll go back down to Impact for a little bit. I don't know, but. I wouldn't mind seeing the World Greatest tag team get back together for a slight run on the Indies. I would love to see that. I will put it to you this way: if the World's Greatest tag team gets back together, let's say it's on the Indies, hopefully whatever indie show, because like a lot of these indie shows, they have access to streaming and they stream. I'm gonna end up watching that match just to see them. You know what I mean? Because that's one of my favorite tag teams. So.
Bring him to RCW? Fuck, I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
I mean, yeah, you'll probably end up going to the show, maybe.
Hell yeah, we'll cover that shit live. But, Sheldon, you're going to be fine wherever you go. I have faith in it. Next, this was kind of a shocker. I mean, it's a shocker, yes and no, but depending on how you look at it. But, Dolph Ziggler.
It is a shocker to me, because I thought they were going to keep guys like that around. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, too, Dolph Ziggler is one of my favorite wrestlers, like ever. Like he's not in my top 10, but he's definitely one of my favorite guilty pleasures of all time. Like I've been watching this guy. Like you gotta understand, people have been watching Dolph Ziggler probably since fucking 2006 when he was, or even 2005 when he came in as our Curran White's caddy.
Yeah, Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, right. So he's been around for almost 20 years, as long as some people who has been alive. So he's always been around in WWE. I thought they would, at least maybe keep him, but just, renegotiate his contract and, make him like a producer or whatnot. But I don't think he wants to be a producer. He can still go in the ring. Like he can still go in the ring as does Shelton Benjamin. But I think Dolph presents a little bit more than Shelton Benjamin. I mean, he's only 43 years old, so he probably has a good maybe 5 good years left in him, maybe to work at a high rate. But yeah, Yeah, it really sucks to see him go, man, because he's always been one of my guilty pleasure wrestlers, and love his charisma, love his in-ring style. He's one of the best bumpers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just, there's no use for him right now. There is no use for him right now in the current state of WWE, and that sucks to say. Where do you see Dolph Ziggler going next?
It's funny because apparently I think either last year or the year before, he wanted to leave WWE. He was already thinking about leaving, but they convinced him to sign back, and his contract was supposed to end next summer, but they released him. But so I say that just kind of segue into this is like, I have a feeling that maybe he just doesn't want to be in wrestling after this. He might want to try his hand at acting. Or, I mean, because I know he does stand-up, but... And I have a feeling he might have saved up his money from WWE, so I think financially he'll be fine. And he also strikes me as somebody who treats the wrestling business as a job and not really an art. You know what I mean? Not to say that he phones anything in, but, like, he doesn't look at wrestling as, like, oh, this is my career. He's like, oh, I'm getting paid. But he doesn't half-ass it.
I don't see that, personally,
right.
But...
Right. But it's kind of like you said, where like maybe they offered him a producer job or like a trainer job, and I think that kind of goes into what I just said of like he doesn't really have interest in helping. Oh, not to say he doesn't want to help talent, but like his whole thing is like I don't really want to get paid to produce a show or to agent somebody's match. I'd rather just be the guy working, and if I can't, then I'll leave. So, but if I had to like say, let's say he did want to work somewhere, I mean. Fucking go to Japan. Go to Japan and work. I mean, he might go to AEW and work with his brother.
Yeah, I think AEW is probably the.
I mean, he's personally, I think he's better than most of the roster. But Tony Khan's more than likely going to be blowing up his phone.
Yeah, AEW is the main move, so. and I even put out there too as well. You may not like this. If it were me, he will be at AEW mid card to main event, because you got to think about everything there. But I will say put him in Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Put him in Ring of Honor, Nick, and obviously, like if you're top of Ring of Honor, you're still gonna be on AEW regardless. But put him in Ring of Honor. You need guys like that over there to help these kids, to get better. You got Claudio there, you got Eddie Kingston, who's the new Ring of Honor champion, and you'll have Dolph Ziggler. You know what I mean? Nick Nemeth there. So, that'll be something that they can do. So, I don't know. But I really think AEW Ring of Honor, that'll be really good for Dolph. You mentioned Japan. Maybe like a one-off. Maybe like a one-off match, but I don't think he's big enough. Here he's big, but I don't think in Japan he'll be big enough to have a match with like a Okada or a Naito or a Sonata. Even though the matches would be fucking fantastic, I just don't think that the Japanese crowd would translate into that. So,
I mean, wait until they watch him work. But
but also as well though, Dolph Ziggler as everyone else, but especially Dolph Ziggler got a lot of love on social media. Like, just the pouring out love from Dolph, from Matt Cardona to Maria Kanellis, and just names upon names upon names upon names upon names was just showing Dolph love. And to me, Dolph is one of the most popular wrestlers among wrestlers.
Yeah,
he's the most popular wrestlers among wrestlers, and he has a right to be. So
there's no denying that.
Yeah, so I hope that he finds his way. He may, he does stand up comedy, so maybe he'll probably stick with that for a little bit as well. But if he wants to really want to make money, I think he'll probably consider AEW.
Look at his career accomplishments in WWE. NXT champion, 2-time world champion, 2-time United States champion, 6-time Intercontinental champion, WWE SmackDown Tag Team champion with Robert Roode, WWE Raw Tag Team Champion, once with Drew McIntyre, the other with Robert Roode. World Tag Team Champion with the Spirit Squad. Money in the Bank winner in 2012. 22nd Triple Crown Champion, and a 2-time Slammy Award winner. So he even had that was a match of the year for the Slammies. And then Wrestling Observer Newsletter 2011 Most Improved and Most Underrated. Was voted Wrestler of the Year for Rolling Stone in 2014. And in the 2013 PWI 500, he was number 9. So,
yep,
yeah, Dolph had a pretty good career. So, I think
it's not over, but
yeah. He'll be fine wherever he goes. He'll be paid a lot of money. Next is Dana Brooke.
Well, I mean, I don't want to see anyone fired, as I mentioned before. Sucks that she got fired. Sucks that she got let go. No one deserves this at all. These people's livelihoods at stake, right? It's probably like one of the worst feelings that anyone can have, anyone in their career. But Dana Brooke's tenure in WWE, I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did.
Mm-hmm.
She was never great in ring. She has a great look, good looking woman, right? She could never cut a promo, right? Mm-hmm. I think recently her facial expressions on NXT and kind of her, I won't necessarily say character work, but it was going somewhere. They were trying to do something different with her, and she did okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't, I won't even go say it was good, but it was okay. I think it was probably the best version of Dana Brooke that I've seen. And that's not saying much either, but it is what it is. The cream always rises to the top, and she didn't rise to the top at all. And again, I'm surprised she lasted as long as she did. I'm super shocked that she lasted as long as she did. But wish her farewell. I don't see her in wrestling whatsoever at all. I will be shocked if she goes to the Indies. If she goes to the Indies and get herself better, then she can maybe eat my words. And I hope she does do that. Actually. Because I do want to see these people get better. I don't want to come out here and shit on people, but I got to be honest. I don't want to, be especially when you guys start watching me on, on my podcast. I'm not going to, sugarcoat shit. Like, why would you want anything sugarcoated to you? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I have cancer. Am I gonna fucking die? Well, you got about 90% chance of dying. Okay. Well, they can really sugarcoat. You like to be like, yeah, you got cancer, and if you do this and that, and when you know in reality that's is probably not the case. So as far as Dana Brooke's concerned, I really hope that she sticks with it. I really hope that she gets better. But realistically, I see her, maybe doing modeling or something like that. And I was gonna bring this up next week because I looked up her age. Without looking it up, guess how old Dana Brooke is?
She's a year older than me.
Okay, and so you're 33?
Well, I was born in 89, so she was born in 88, so that makes her 34. Or
yeah,
30,
okay, yeah.
35.
Well, she's 34 still. But I think her birthday, I don't know when her birthday is, but it says, it's in November. She doesn't look 34. That's kind of, I feel bad for saying, but she doesn't look like, it doesn't look like we would have went to high school with her. That means we would have went to high school with her. She doesn't look like it. She looks older. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean. That's just my personal opinion on it. Maybe I have weird eyes about that, but I hope,
right?
yeah, but I hope that she finds what she wants to do. She'll be great at modeling. She'll be great at modeling, and she does modeling and all that stuff too as well. But she wants to stick with wrestling. If she wants to go to the Indies and actually get better and learn, she will have my full support, 100%.
Well, you're right about one thing. She was on television way too long. Yeah. Again, I don't even need to point out the obvious, but like how you were with Aaliyah, that's how I feel about Dana Brooke, and I'll just keep it like that, so we can move on.
Think she's a bad person?
I don't think she's a bad person.
No, Aaliyah's a bad person. So
I think she kind of has a shitty social media presence, but I don't think she's a bad person. Other than that, she's gone. That's all I'm gonna say. Next is actually a twofer. Maximum male models Mansoor and Massey.
Mansoor. Man, I like both of these guys, man. I really did. I really do like both these guys. Mansoor, super charismatic, man. Like, and the maximum male models. I mean, it like on TV. I didn't want to see them like that on TV, but what they were doing on social media, on YouTube and stuff, was fucking hilarious. So they both love pro wrestling, obviously, right? Like, if you ever watch Up Up Down Down, they just mention like random wrestling things, and like they'll be like, "Oh my god, this guy looks like the Goon," or "Oh my god, this guy looks just like the Shockmaster falling through." So they're wrestling geeks, which is great. So they're still gonna be in pro wrestling. I really cannot wait to see what Mansoor does on the Indies. I cannot wait. I really think. I really like his character. His in-ring's good too as well. It's not, blow you away. But I really cannot wait to see what he does in the Indies, and I really hope that he's young enough, he can revitalize his career, maybe he'll come back as well. And you know what? More people need to be like Mansoor, because I don't know if you saw, did you see his Twitter by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was very, very lighthearted about the situation. You know what I mean? So if you get let go, just do a video like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's the beginning. It could be the beginning of your career, not the end of your career. It could be the beginning of your career. And so I really appreciate Mansoor doing that Twitter video. So it shows that he's ready to go. He's ready to make something out of himself on the Indies, and I cannot wait to see the journey. It sucks when these guys get let go, but I get excited to see how these guys are going to respond, how these guys are going to change themselves, how these guys are going to look on NDC, how these guys are going to debut somewhere else. And I think Mansoor is going straight to the Indies and work his ass off and get better, and maybe come back to WWE.
I mean, yeah, that's always a possibility. So I mean, he's a good guy. He didn't seem like he burned any bridges, and that's all. That can always be the possibility. And maybe Triple H can be like, make your money in the Indies, and maybe I might bring you back. You never know. I mean,
Triple H. He may bring him back, but at the end of the day, these releases had nothing to do with Triple H whatsoever.
Right. Oh yeah. I know that for sure. Yeah, Mansoor, I always liked his work. I always thought he was good. Never bothered me. I mean, he looked like he was having fun with the male models gimmick. So I mean, what else can you say about that? But I think he'll do good. He'll do fine in the Indies. He might even go to Impact. You never know. I
don't want him to go to anything major. I want him on the Indies.
Right.
Develop a new character first. Then once that character is ready to be shown off on television, then go either to Impact or maybe Ring of Honor. I think he'll be good in Ring of Honor too, depending on the character. So,
and then Mace, or Massey. So I'm surprised that that's a guy they didn't do anything with, because he definitely had a look. He kind of looked like a Black Damian Priest. He was in good shape. He was decent. I mean, he wasn't terrible in the ring. He was actually pretty good in the ring. So
he can be better. He can be better.
Yeah, like maybe him going to the Indies, kind of like Mansoor. Like he can go in the Indies and just get better, or go to wherever and just get better. So,
but yeah, I mean, these guys are two wrestling heads, so I think they'll do better. And you never know. He did commentary. Mace. He did commentary for Raw for a little bit. Maybe he'll do some commentary. So maybe that's out there for him as well. But one thing I do want to bring up as well, since we're talking about all these releases today, Matt Cardona on Twitter said earlier today, to those who were just released, this can be the end of your career or it can be the beginning. Look yourself in the mirror and decide. I promise you, the work and the money is out there. It's not easy. It's a grind. It's a hustle. It's frustrating, but it's also can be incredibly rewarding in more ways than one if you work your fucking ass off. I hope to see you a lot down the road. So, again, Matt Cardona, changed his career working indies, and as I say many times, I listen to this podcast every Friday. It's a very good listen. I mean, it's mostly about wrestling action figures, but for the first 20, 30 minutes of the podcast, they're just talking about random shit and what their bookings are or whatnot, and talking about wrestling stuff. So, he's working at least 2 shows a weekend. He works one on, between Friday and Sunday, he works at least 2 shows, sometimes 3. And you just hearing his stories on how he has to go from town to town, and how he has to return this car to the to the Avis or whatnot, and I was gonna return this car to this Avis, but I gotta return to that Avis, and they're gonna charge me more, but I said no thanks, pal. You know what I mean? Just the stories that he says is funny, and also Brian Myers as well. Brian Myers, you know what I mean? Not as to the extent of Matt Cardona as far as revitalizing his career, but he's doing great stuff down in Impact as well. So to his point, it definitely can be rewarding if they work their ass off. And I think a lot of these guys are going to try to prove the WWE wrong.
I mean, again, go out there and make a name for yourself. For all we know, Massey could be a big name in the Indies. You never know. But so, I mean, again, Cardona proved you don't need the I mean, it helps out the WWE name, but he became a big name without WWE or AEW for that matter. So, next, Quincy Elliott, NXT.
Again, nothing personal towards Quincy. We already know how I feel about him in the ring or whatnot. Sucks that he lost his job. Really, it really does suck. But I'm not surprised.
My whole thing with him, or they, I think he goes by they and them. So I mean, we'll just be respectful. They and them, is that what was that gimmick for? Or who was that gimmick for? The first time I saw them on NXT television, they were doing just some weird gimmick where Quincy's licking the sky. I'm like, the fuck is this shit?
They want to. He's basically telling hey, I'm gay. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Definitely nothing wrong with that. But he's hey, I'm gay, and hey, I'm very comfortable with myself. Nothing wrong with that. It just didn't click with the audience because you're shoving it down our throat. You can be gay, but not shove it down our throat. Look at Anthony Bowens from the Acclaim. I love the fucking Acclaim, right? You know what I mean? Anthony Bowens is a damn good pro wrestler, but we know that he's gay. He just doesn't shove it down our throats. You know what I mean? Even though, scissor meat's kind of, that innuendo, but they don't say it outright at the same time. I think
also the problem was with that gimmick is that it kind of made people uncomfortable. And because there was that bit where Quincy would get somebody in the corner and motorboat him pretty much.
Uses his boobs to attack him.
And that was just fucking gross. I mean, come on, that's.
Oh my god, man!
I don't know. To me, it's just who's this gimmick for? It didn't work, and it didn't help that he was really bad in the ring.
Yeah, he was really bad in the ring. Couldn't cut a promo. The gimmick sucked. His attire sucked. He said he wanted to be Divas champion, which you're going up against men. So, are you going to be transitioning to being a woman, part of the women's division? Where does that correlate? You know what I mean? So, it was a weird gimmick. He tried it, but at the end of the day, it's just maybe, 10, 15 years down the road, we'll be like, oh my god, Quincy was ahead of his time, and and maybe that'll be more acceptable, or someone else could pull it off better. But as of right now, man, I mean, I'm not surprised he's gone. So
right. Next is Dabba-Kato.
Not surprised he's gone either as well. Even though he was on NXT, trying to not revitalize his career per se. I mean, but I'm really surprised that they didn't really do more with them on the main roster because they like big guys like that, and they didn't really try anything with him. But again, he wasn't great in the ring either at the same time, so I understand it. But
Right.
but the look of him, you would have figured that they would have done something with him, right? You know what I mean? Like Dabba-Kato, Omos. I mean, if Dabba-Kato was Omos' height, do you think he would have been let go from WWE? Probably not. He's just shorter than it.
I kind of disagree, and I'll explain why. Like, Omos is a freak. Omos is an attraction. Omos can still...
If Dabba-Kato was Omos' height, he'll be a freak too.
I'm getting to that. Omos can actually work. Dabba-Kato has had 2 left feet. He could not work. Like not to say that they didn't overtry, but they tried. I mean, they did the underground thing. They put him with what's his name, Apollo. They put him in NXT, and it's just like this guy's just not good. He's just really not good.
Omos.
What was that?
Here's Omos. Omos is not good either.
I'd gladly take Omos over Dabba-Kato.
Oh, I know. I would too. But what I'm saying is that if he was Omos' height, he will still be in WWE. Period.
I disagree.
You're not watching the same thing I'm watching. Then
I disagree. I happily disagree with this, but point being, just Dabba-Kato just wasn't very good, personally. Next is you have Jeff Lippman's wrestler, so this hurts his feeling. Shanky.
I mean, what the fuck did they do with them?
Yeah, exactly. Moving on.
I don't want to, skip and bury this guy, but they didn't do anything with him. I mean,
they paired him with what is it? Gender.
Yeah, Gender, and he was with Jesus Christ. Oh my God, Veer. He was with Veer for a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and he just had a match in India too as well. But he. Again, same thing as Dabba-Kato. He didn't, blossom in the ring, so, he's let go.
All right. Ulysses Leon. I literally don't remember any match he's been in.
Well, Lisa Leon, she was the same one with Valentina Feroz.
Okay,
the tag team.
I remember her. Like I can picture her face. I just don't remember a match she's been in.
Well, she wasn't great in the ring.
Yeah,
looked pretty or whatnot. She had some charisma on her, but she didn't develop in the ring whatsoever. She was on NXT TV, but I put it to you this way: if she had more charisma, and can talk, she'll be like a Lash Legend.
Mm-hmm.
As far as not a good worker, but your charisma is really helping you keep your job. She was a Lash Legend with charisma.
Okay.
So, I mean, go with that what you will, but that's what it was. So, I feel bad for Valentina because that was her tag team partner. And it seemed like they, if you look at their social media, it seems like they were good friends.
Right.
Good friends on social media, so I feel kind of bad for her, but we'll see if she stays or I don't want to speculate if someone's gonna be leaving or not, but I just hope that no one else gets fired. But I just don't know what you do with Valentina from this point forward because you took away her tag team partner. So
next is Daniel MacArthur.
He was part of the NIL program. I didn't really see any of his work. I don't really think he did anything on Level Up, so I never seen anything of him. So sucks that he's gone, but I can't really comment on him if I haven't really seen anything of him. So
Bryson Montana.
He was on NXT for a little bit. He was on Level Up for a little bit. I think he had maybe an NXT match or two. His fucking physique is crazy. This is definitely WWE's type of physique. But outside of that, I haven't really seen much of his in-ring work. I know he was on Level Up over the summer here. He was going up against Boa Bull is still with the company. Good, but it's just, I'm surprised because he hasn't been on TV for a while. But yeah,
Kevin Ventura Cortez.
he had a very good look. He must have really not been good in the ring. His look is like that guy has a fucking look on him, man. Like he looks like a Latino drug dealer.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, but no, I mean, he has a really good look on him. I know he played football too as well, but and I'll put a picture of him down in the chat here. But he must have not really he didn't develop apparently, because like this guy looks like everything that you probably want in a wrestler. He's not jacked or anything, but just he's just a pretty boy, man, like pretty man. I'll put his picture down in the chat. There we go.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty man. It looks like a Latino coke dealer. There you go.
Yeah, so he has a second calling. Yeah, that's pretty much all the names I have. Is there anyone I'm missing?
Last one is Alexis Gray, another NIL talent. I don't think she's ever been on TV before. It was a black girl. Not the look doesn't stand out at all, but yeah, I don't know where she goes next or anything like that. But yeah, but she must not have been in any matches on TV because I never seen her in a match. So
those are all the cuts for now. If anything,
I hope.
I mean, again, I don't want anyone to lose their job, but if anything does come up, anything big does come up, we might have to do another emergency show.
We might have to do another one tomorrow. Oh my God, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes!
Jesus Christ, WWE is going under. Vince McMahon has been released. No.
Well, that there's something there with that, but we'll cover that another time.
But for now, PWI 500.
Yep. I
have the whole list. We talked about the top 10, which is kind of the essential part of the list. We're gonna attempt. Keyword is attempt to try and cover the whole list. I know we tried to do it last year, but we're gonna try and do it as much as we can with this one this year. So, are you ready, Justin?
Go for it.
All right, number 500, Andre Chase.
Oh, he made the list. Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely say I mean, we gotta hear the rest of the names, and obviously there's gonna be names on here that we're not gonna know, so we're gonna be like, oh my God, he should be, I should be above them or whatnot. But again, with these wrestlers, we don't know how good they are in the ring or how bad they are in the ring for us to even determine. So I'm just glad he's on the list.
Big Dust. Number 499, Big Dust.
Never heard of him.
The Goons, affable protagonist of Being 500 Doc, enjoyed brief media tour, including Busted Open radio appearance, battled Stan Styles to no contest at High Tension Wrestling, co-host Birds on Film web series with Erica Lee.
Okay.
All right. And also, I forgot to mention, on this list, they're allowing women on there, especially women that had intergender matches, and nobody in a tag team, which is weird. And you had to wrestle a certain amount of matches, so no part-timers. So Brock Lesnar has been excluded from this list. CM Punk, which is weird. Christian.
Well, I mean, it was from July to July. I mean, remember when CM Punk came back? It was like, he was gone. He was gone from September all the way through fucking. When did he come back?
April, May. I think.
April, something like that. Yeah, like April or May or something like that. So
whenever Collision started.
Yeah. Whenever Collision started. So I think it was maybe May, but yeah, like he was gone for a long ass time.
Still weird. 498. A.K. Willis.
I have heard of him. I know he wrestles in the Northeast. Black guy. Can't really say that I've seen, like, like I can't really say I see anything significant from him, but like I have seen his name out there. So I mean, I can't say that he's a final wrestler in the world because I haven't really seen him work, but I've seen his name, a significant amount of time. So maybe if you're on the indies and if you keep getting booked, that means you're good in some aspects to be utilized. So he must be pretty good.
All right. Number 497, Aiden Rex.
Aiden Rex, heard the name. I think he's like a
Singapore
like a Chinese. Yeah, I was like a Chinese wrestler. Yeah.
He was.
I've heard the name. I haven't seen him work, but I know he's like a skinny guy, so he might be able to do like a high flying or whatnot or martial arts. So,
496, Anastasia Morningstar.
Oh yeah, so it's a women's wrestler, first women's wrestler. She does intergender matches. So yeah, she's I won't say big, but she's heavy set. I guess that's a appropriate way to explain that. Haven't really seen her work. See her name, just like AK was. See her name, but I haven't really seen her work to determine that. She's actually good or not.
495, Stan Styles.
AJ Styles' little brother. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not, but wouldn't that be funny though?
Would be funny.
You are.
The gay community. No. Competed in ISW.
Yeah. I think he has like a shake weight gimmick or some shit like that.
Yeah. 494, Austin Luke.
Austin Lake?
Luke?
Yeah,
like Luke.
Haven't heard of him.
Finalist in interspecies wrestling in Quebec. All right. 493.
Haven't heard of him.
493, Johnny Robbie.
I believe that's another women's wrestler as well.
Wow.
I know she's... What?
No, she's in WoW.
Oh, I thought you were saying like wow. You haven't really seen her work to really determine anything, so but if she's in WoW, or I think she's in New Japan Strong as well. So if she's in WoW and New Japan Strong, I think she will probably be some pretty decent. To be in those two things. So
492 is George South.
Haven't heard of him.
This is his 9th PWI 500 appearance and first since 1998.
Okay, that's probably why I haven't heard of him. But he's must be an older wrestler then. So
491, Andrew Tang.
Don't know.
Singapore Pro Wrestling. That's how he got his name. Where are we at? 490. Yeah, 490. Saul Esparza.
He looks like Saul Esparza. I've been I won't say I've been following him, but I've been seeing some stuff on him. He's a little bit of a hybrid wrestler, but he looks a little bit like oh Jesus, Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey? How I forget his name from Impact. Mike Bailey. Yeah, Mike Bailey. Yeah, he looks like Mike Bailey a little bit. So has a little mullet on him.
I don't know. He looks like he orders Mountain Dew at any restaurant. 489, Rob Radke. Rob Radke. Big time Rob.
I think he's like a. Hey, if I remember, guy, he's like light-skinned, bald-head guy.
He challenged Adino for the Chocolate City Championship.
Well, that's in DC. Chocolate City is DC.
Reached 1,000 days as the Outbreak Bad Street champion.
Yeah, if I'm thinking about it, he's like a light-skinned guy with all these tattoos. Looks like an MMA fighter.
Number 488. Jesus, this name. Love Doug.
Can't say I've heard of him or her. Well, if it's Doug, then
it's a him.
Okay.
He looks like Flanders with a mullet.
was like, who?
He looks like Ned Flanders with a mullet.
Oh, like Ned Flanders with a mullet. Oh, Ned Flanders almost has a mullet. No, I mean it's like a flat top, but yeah.
He's currently in MLW. 47.
Man, I gotta check him out then, since he's on this list. So
47. Rico Gonzalez.
I know that he is from like in the San Francisco area, I think. I know he's like in that side of the country over there, so can't say I've seen a lot of his work, but he does come up on my social media every now and then.
He was trained by Air Fox.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I don't know if you agree, but that's a good person to be trained by. So
I mean, I don't have a problem with Air Fox. I think he's good. 46. Ren Ayabi.
Say his name again.
Ren, like Ren and Stimpy. Ren Ayabi.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's from All Japan.
Just Tap Out. That's the name of the organization. And then he entered All Japan's Royal Road Tourney.
Okay, that's where I remember him from then. Yeah. He's pretty young. I don't really see him being like a huge thing in the United States. He may just be in Japan, but who knows? I may be wrong too as well. Maybe, because you know how AEW likes to bring in some guys in, but it remains to be seen with him. He may just end up being in Japan for his career, which is not a bad thing, obviously. So
45. MBM.
Okay, so I've seen this guy. I heard this guy. He's like a mixture between if Chris Jericho crossed with what's that fucking band name? Emo band.
Was a lot of those.
No, it's like one of the most popular ones.
My Chemical Romance?
There you go. It looks like he's like cosplaying as Jericho as My Chemical Romance. So yeah, I've seen him on social media like a lot. So
44. Levi Everett.
Oh, Levy Everett, the one that looks like roadkill, Amish roadkill, because he has like the Amish roadkill gimmick. So
sure.
40. Oh, he doesn't have a picture there for him.
No, they don't have a picture for him.
Oh, I thought they had pictures. Okay.
They only have pictures like certain talent. 43. Caddy Trey.
Caddy Trey. Can't say I've heard of him or her.
Riot City Wrestling defeated Matt Hayter for the RCW Championship last December. I don't know if that's River City Wrestling, but
wait, where?
It says defeated Matt Hayter.
Yeah.
For the RCW Championship last December.
That's definitely not here.
Wait, no. Yeah, Riot City Wrestling. I'm talking to you.
That's definitely not here because we would have heard of him if that was the case. Riot
City Wrestling. I don't know. I have no idea where the fuck that is. Oh, his Brand of Justice on South Australian scene, so it's in Australia.
Oh, okay. There you
go. Number 42, Lord Crew.
See him on my social media. I know that I think I see him in an advertisement for him to wrestle against EC3 for the NWA Championship. Right. So I think I may have seen something with that. So I don't think he's in NWA. I think I've seen him like on Ring of Honor.
41. Oh, I'm sorry. 41. Myung Jae Lee.
41.
41.
Oh, 481. I'm sorry. I thought you said 41. I'm like, geez.
It was quick.
Yeah, I know, man. Like, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. South Korea held Barry Wrestling's Three Pistols Championship. Yeah, that's about it. Where are we at next? 480. Alpha Zoe.
Like the name, Alpha Zoe. A little different, a little out there. Don't know who you are, but
held the Hood Slam.
You may be with a name like Zoe, Alpha Zoe. I'm alluding that you may be a brother.
Well, he did hold the Hood Slam Intergalactic Tag Title
there you go.
with Hip Hop Harry.
Oh, there you go. And nothing else needs to be said. You're 100% black, so.
And his nickname is King of Trill. Okay. And he beat Leo Rush in a match, so I guess that's good. 479, Atleta Manu.
He's from Puerto Rico. I seen the name popped up on my. I think he may have came to San Antonio not long ago either, to wrestle down here for one of the local wrestling promotions here. So I definitely have heard that name before. But I think he's either Puerto Rican or Cuban or something like that.
He is. I don't know what the fuck he is. Oh yeah, he won the IWA Puerto Rico Intercontinental title.
There you go.
So, 478, Moxie Malone.
Definitely heard the name. Woman's wrestler. She does. Obviously, she does intergender matches and whatnot. I may have seen a highlight of her, probably just don't remember. So, but I know she does a lot of intergender matches for sure. Because I always see her on my social media as far as like on flyers. So
477, Chuck Dixon.
Chuck Dixon. I don't know who that is.
Is currently the Argentino national champion.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Does a 450 splash. Wrestles for South America.
Oh, okay.
470.
South America.
It says Buenos Aires native brings excitement to South American rings.
Oh, so he's Brazilian then. Okay.
Wrestles in various Argentinian promotions. So wrestled in Chile. 476 VSK.
VSK. Well, one of Matt Cardona's good friends. Not bad in the ring. He's older now. He's a little bit older now, so I don't really see him like really gain a chance in the major leagues. But he's probably just gonna be one of those local wrestlers that makes a living on the indies, which is not bad. So
he has an interesting look. 475 Jocelyn Navarro.
Jocelyn Navarro. Why does that name sound so familiar? I don't think I've seen her before, but the name sounds familiar though. So I don't know.
She was trained by Dominic Guarini and Josh Prohibition. AIW. So isn't that Puerto Rico? AIW.
It could be, yeah. I think that's a possibility.
No, it's IWA. IWTV Wrestling. That's really all it tells me. 474 Colt Cabana.
All right, well, Colt made the list, so good for him. I mean, he's still wrestling out there too. Probably not as much as he used to, but hey, he's still getting work. So, there you go.
He's got to pay those bills. 473.
I like how you threw that dig in there.
What was that?
I like how you threw that dig in there. Like, he got to pay those bills, right? Like the one that's connected to his mom's bank account.
Ooh, he's got a big deal with his mom. Because Phil's not paying his bills. 473. Bobby Buffet.
Oh, he must be a big guy.
Wrestles for the Monster Factory.
He must be a big guy. There's no way that you're gonna have a buffet in your wrestling name and not be somewhat protrude or cherubic.
There's actually a show about the Monster Factory on Apple Plus. So I have Apple Plus through T-Mobile. I might check that out.
Have you seen the wrestlers yet on Netflix?
I don't have Netflix, so it sucks.
Okay.
I might just get Netflix back again just to watch it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard really good things. I heard nothing but good things. 472. I'm sorry, Kohai Kinoshita.
WXW. Yeah, he definitely. I mean, since he's in WXW, which is in Europe, He could, but he's in that because Europe is like that pivotal point. Either you go to Japan, which is Japanese, or you can come to the U.S. So I'm gonna keep my eye out on him. He is, still green, but I think he has a world potential for sure.
All right. 471, Davey Vega.
Davey Vega?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of him.
He looks like a bland Chris Benoit. So, current Evolve Tag Team Champion. Or former Evolve Tag Team Champion. Where are we at? 470, Red Shaw.
Nope. Don't know.
South Australian talent with Riot City Wrestling. 469, Rachel Armstrong.
Don't know. I don't know that one.
Rising star in the U.S. Indies at Black Label Pro. Light skin black girl.
Oh, Black Label Pro. Okay, well, that's very reputable. So,
kind of looks like Charmel a little bit. 468, Chris Wilde.
That Chris Wilde, Jesus, he's I won't say old, but he's older for sure. Like, jeez, man, he's old. Like I've heard that name for years. Like he's like I won't say indie legend, but like damn man, that's definitely someone that's been around for a while. He's old. It's kind of like have you heard of Chris Hamrick?
No.
Okay, well, it's another indie person, but yeah.
467, Ruthless Lala.
As being a black man, I've seen her on Black Twitter and Black Instagram. I mean, I can't really say anything about. She does have a not a unique look per se, but she has like contact lenses in her eyes where she makes her look like she's blind, like the clear contact lenses, and she has like blonde hair, short blonde hair. So the look is decent, but her in-ring work is suspect because I have seen a couple things. But again, she's I don't see her being in WWE or AEW. I'll just put it like that. She'd probably just maybe making money on the indies for her rest of her life, which is not a bad thing. That's super good if you can do that. So
right. 466, Hagane Shinu. Or Hagani Shinu.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy that wrestled Kenny Omega on Dark. I think like a couple years ago. Yeah, he's definitely talented. Definitely talented. There's a good ceiling on him. So, obviously that's someone who may, I won't say come to AEW permanently, but, if he's wrestling Kenny Omega on Dark a couple of years ago, I mean, I'm pretty sure AEW is keeping their eyes on them because it's kind of like Konosuke Takeshita. He was in DDT, wasn't on anybody's radar, and now he's one of the best wrestlers in AEW. So it could probably be the same thing for him. So keep your eye out on him. Mark the name down, write it down, save it.
All right. 465, Vinny Pacifico? Pacifico.
Yes. I know that he did like a Fightful interview like not long ago. He was on AEW, like I think like Dark or whatnot. So he does have a little bit of experience. In ring wise, he has a decent look. He's definitely in shape. But he's passable in the ring. Nothing extraordinary, but passable in the ring.
464, Gary J.
Don't know.
Unsigned and doesn't care. That's his motto, apparently. 463, Jeffrey John.
Don't know.
The Babushka Baron makes 500 debut amidst continued strong performances on the indies. Doesn't really mention where he's at. 462, Lucia Lee.
I've heard the name. Women's wrestler. She does have intergender matches. I think she wrestled Effie, I want to say. So that could kind of tell you on, maybe the type of matches that she does. It's nothing hardcore or whatnot, but probably like the style matches. But I haven't really seen anything from her as far as like actual footage of her, but I know of her for sure.
461, Jimmy Townsend.
Yeah, we see him a lot on social media. His look is very interesting, I must say. Like he's Australian and he kind of feeds into the Australian stuff. I won't be surprised if WWE gives him a tryout next year when they go to Australia. Because he's super young. You know what I mean? And they like to pick up guys like that, so.
He wears a backpack to the ring. That's his gimmick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he looks... He basically leans into the Australian stuff, so.
Right. 460, Man Zero.
Man Zero?
Man Zero.
I don't know a Man Zero.
I
heard of a what was his name? I think it was like Max Zero. For Max Zero, but not Man Zero. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Goof, we already did the release list. 459, Ken Broadway.
Oh, Ken Broadway. Yes, he is from House of Glory. He is really good. I think his nickname is like Cashflow Ken Broadway or whatnot. But he came from House of Glory, the same place where Private Party came from as well. So he has a future. He definitely has a future. For sure. I don't know if it's going to be next year or the year after, but he has a future, I think. And I also think that he's starting to work in MLW now as well. So, so yeah, he has a future. Keep paying attention to the name, Ken Broadway. Check out some of his stuff and get acquainted with him. I'm not saying to go out and start watching all of his matches, but just get acquainted with him so when he comes in, to either WWE or AEW, because that is going to happen. He will be there one day unless something stupid happens to him, but he definitely has a future.
No, it's fine, Goof. 458, Ron Hunt.
Ron Hunt. I don't know him.
Ron Hunt. He's flourishing in the Western Pennsylvania indie territory. 457, Dijak.
Right, Dijak made the list. All right. Well, I mean, he expected to make the list here, but yeah. I mean, he's definitely one of the top 450-ish wrestlers in the world. So, yeah,
love him. 456, Liam Slater.
I have not heard of him.
Where the hell is he working at? Newcastle base NCL. I don't know. 455, Dak Draper.
That name sounds familiar, I think. I'm not too sure though. But it just sounds familiar, but I may be thinking about something else.
All right. The former Ring of Honor captured the vacant Central States Wrestling Championship in November 5th last year. That's really about it. 454, Derek Neal.
I mean, guy's been on the Indies for a while. I know he was in AEW. Well, not in AEW, but he had an AEW match not that long ago as well. So, I mean, just an old, reliable indie talent. Like, he's not going to be anyone that's going to, be able to go to like WWE or AEW permanently. He's a good hand. That's pretty much it.
453, Danhausen.
All right, yeah. I mean, he's been injured a lot. I'll probably have him lower, but I think like when he does have an opportunity, like he shows that he can put on a decent match. Given the circumstances, but I'll probably have him a little bit lower though. You know what I mean?
452, Ben K.
Ben Gay?
Ben K. K.
I thought we were talking about the ointment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. He's
Dragon
definitely. Yeah, he's definitely a Japanese Dragon Gate. I won't say legend or anything like that, but he's definitely someone in Dragon Gate who was a very good-looking Japanese wrestler. That's all I can really say.
451 cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger made list. I never really saw the appeal of Cheeseburger. He's never like really good in the ring or anything like that. But you know, people in Japan love him. People in Ring of Honor love him. So as far as his in ring work, it's passable. He's not terrible or anything like that. But you know, like Cheeseburger is going to be one of those guys like 10, 15, 20 years from now where people are going to be like, oh man, you know, Cheeseburger, he's really, you know, he was really influential to my career, this, that, and the other, or he really helped me. So I won't be surprised if we hear that, like, you know, 10, 15 years down the road with some of the talent.
450 Ricky Marvin.
Living the Vida Loca?
Dun, 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 dun,
Outside, inside out, living the Vida Loca. She'll push you through you. Okay, sorry.
I wish it was Ricky Martin.
I mean, I know that Ricky Martin.
Ricky Marvin.
Marvin?
Marvin.
Is it Mar or Martin?
Marvin with a V.
I thought it was Ricky Martin.
Lucha title tournament finalist. Yeah.
I know there's a wrestler named Ricky Martin out there. I never heard Ricky Marvin.
Unfortunately, not Ricky Martin, who made good songs in the 2000s. 449 Aaron Henner.
New Japan. They really have a chance to, I won't say be someone big, but you know, we'll keep an eye out. Looks very good. I think he's related to fucking Tamatanga and Tangaloa. I don't know if it's like a cousin or brother. I think they're related. I may be wrong though. So.
All right, 448 Tommy Vendetta.
Oh, I heard the name. I just can't put.
Deathmatch.
You know, I just can't. Huh?
Deathmatch guy.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I just haven't really seen anything of him. I know he does a lot, you know, deathmatch as you mentioned, but yeah, I haven't really seen him in his matches. So
447 Channing Thomas.
Don't know.
Looks like a old school, you know, 80s territory guy. He's a Australian. 446 Shug D.
Oh, Shug D. Remember he got a mini push in the pandemic?
Who was he?
Okay. He was on AEW Dark, and he or he was on AEW for a little bit as well. Like, and I forgot who he had a feud with for a little bit, but yeah, he was on AEW for a little bit. He wasn't officially signed to it, but he has a very psychedelic look. But they called him a Pineapple Pete.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Pineapple Pete. Yeah.
Okay. 445 Zachary Wentz.
Well, he's still doing good stuff out there. I mean, he's still, you know, trying to keep his name relevant out there. You know, in Impact, him and Trey Miguel, the Rascals, you know, they're back together. So, I'm glad that the false accusations that happened, I guess, against him with Kimberly. I'm not excluding the picture, obviously, but I'm talking about like what she said about him. I'm glad that he is trying to get back on his feet in the out there. So
I'm still pissed that happened, but I mean, obviously the guy's doing great. I mean, he's doing good in Impact, and you know, hey, he's dating Gigi Dolan, so life is good for Mr. Zachary. So I wish nothing but the best. Number 444, Little Mean Kathleen.
Seeing her, I think she was on. She was faced off against like Athena, I think like in Ring of Honor or Dark or something like that. I can't really say that I can't really say that I've seen a lot of her, but I know that she wrestled in Ring of Honor, AEW's Ring of Honor, against like Willow Nightingale and Athena and all that. So if she's having matches, then she must be decent in some aspects. She's probably not a total noob.
444, Miles Millennium.
Don't know.
ICW Heavyweight and Bulletproof Champ.
Oh, nice.
442, LSG.
Don't know.
Leon St. Giovanni, Ring of Honor alumni. Lost to Wheeler Yuta. Yeah. 441, Ziggy Haim.
Ziggy Haim?
Ziggy Haim.
Seeing her on social media, I think she's done like a few death matches or whatnot, but I know she has like not a lot, but she has several amounts of intergender matches. So, yeah, I mean, if I see your name a lot on the indies, I'm assuming that you are at least not at least decent, but you are good enough to get signed because you have something to show. So if you're always getting booked, because if you're always getting booked, it's, you know, you have to have something to bring to the table in some aspect.
440, Karrion Kross.
All right, well, yeah, he made the list. I mean, he's definitely one of the top 450 wrestlers in the world, so can't complain about that.
439, Rebel Kell.
Don't know her.
438, Andrew Everett.
Andrew Everett, I mean, you know, he's in Impact. He's, I mean, I know he used to be tag team champions with DJZ, right? You know what I mean? With Jesus Christ, what's his name on fucking WWE? Not. He's in fucking. Help me, Drew. Damn it.
You mean one of the? Jeez, hey, watch it. You mean one of the guys in LWO?
Yeah, in LWO.
Raul something.
Yeah. No, not Raul Mendoza. The other guy.
Joaquin
Wild. There you go. Yeah, he was former Tate. Yeah. So Andrew Everett.
I was gonna say Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Wild.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're going through like 450, through 100 names here, so I'm not going to remember everything on the top of my head.
All right. 437, Puma de Oro.
Puma de Oro, yeah, just another lucha guy, I should say. Doesn't really stand out. I'm not saying that he sucks or anything like that, but doesn't really stand out from that type of wrestler per se, but he's good. You know what I mean? Like, if he were to come to a local wrestling event here in San Antonio, I'll be excited to see him if he was there. You know what I mean? Because he's pretty good at what he does. But as far as like overall, like character wise, all that stuff, like like he doesn't stand out.
436, Tonali.
Don't know.
Lucha. 435, Bryce Donovan.
Heard the name many times. If you listen to the Wrestling Figure podcast, Major Wrestling Figure podcast. So Brian Myers, who owns Creator Pro, so he talks about him all the time, and he's I mean, from what I mean, and obviously, the guy that runs the company is gonna build them up, but usually guys from like Creator Pro, like you gotta pay. Like there's some indie promotions that you guys just have to pay attention out there. You guys just have to pay attention out there. Not necessarily to go out and watch, but just know the names and get familiar with some names down there, because this is the future of the business, and this is how you get investment into these guys and buy into these guys early on. But things like Creator Pro, Reality of Wrestling here in Texas. You got House of Glory up in New York. You got OVW, obviously. You know what I mean? Just try to pay attention to some of those guys down there. But apparently from what I heard, he's very charismatic, and he's a good worker. I haven't personally seen it, but if he's in Creator Pro, Because guess who came from Creator Pro? MJF.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I take stock into that. Like if MJF came from Creator Pro and like he's like one of the best in the world right now, if Brian Myers says like, okay, this guy's pretty fucking good, I'm gonna take it seriously. So yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what he does if he, if he's on this list here as well in the top 400. Then, hey man.
All right, 434 Ashton Starr.
Don't know.
Action Wrestling. That's what the name of the company that he's with. 433 Maggot.
I know he's in WXW. Look is not really. I mean, he looks like Seth Rollins, with tattoos, which is not a bad thing. But it's just like everyone has that. Everyone has the look of a nice, nice frame, right? Fit frame, long hair with a beard. Like, you know what I mean? He has tattoos at least, but I mean, I haven't really seen him work per se, but like I've seen his look, and it just looks like Seth Rollins. Oh, I mean, he has like a eye makeup on too as well, like face paint. So that's probably a little different from him. So
432 Alice Crowley.
I know Alexander Crowley here, who wrestles here. Alice, haven't heard.
Is in OVW. Or
okay, if she's in OVW, she must, who she's getting trained by, so she has to be, at least decent, to be on the list.
431 Sunny Kiss.
I have no issues with Sunny Kiss. I mean, I think Sunny Kiss is a serviceable wrestler. I mean, obviously they get to display in AEW or whatnot, but I mean, and they work he works the indies a lot too as well. So, glad that he's gained some type of recognition.
430 Milo.
She was on AEW Dark like a lot. So obviously has intergender matches, but not too sure where her main company is, like where her mainstays, like type of company is at. But
Hood Slam.
Yeah. Where?
Hood Slam.
Oh, well, that explains it. So that's probably why.
429 Bobby Orlando.
I've seen him. I haven't seen a match. I haven't seen him kind of promo or anything like that. All I know is that he looks like he belongs in a trailer park and he carries a goat around with him. So I don't know if if the goat that he carries around, he's like, oh, I'm the goat. I'm the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? So I've seen that. I definitely have seen that on my social media as well. So it's very interesting per se. You know what I mean? It's not easy, making a wrestling character. So it looks interesting. I just haven't really seen it as far as like actual videos or anything like that.
The current Creator Pro television champion.
Oh, he's from Creator Pro then. Okay. I didn't know he was from Creator Pro. So okay, well, if he's in Creator Pro, that kind of gives me a little bit more. That gives me a little bit more confidence in what he's doing is probably working.
428 Kevin Bennett.
I don't know who that is.
Smash Wrestling. That's the name of the promotion, I guess. 427 Zoe Sager.
Don't know.
426 Pete Phoenix.
Pete Phoenix? Don't know. Name sounds interesting, but Pete Phoenix, I don't know who that is.
425 Emerson Jane.
That name's familiar. I think she works in somewhere in the Northeast.
Carnival Pure Wrestling.
Carnival. You say Carnage or Carnival?
Carnival. Yeah.
Carnival Pure Wrestling? Is that like overseas?
I'm guessing.
It doesn't say where it's at? Okay.
No. 424 Brian Johnson.
I'm sick. What? We got two musicians on this list.
But do you know who this is?
Yeah, he sings for AC/DC.
No, this is a wrestler named Brian Johnson.
I know. I don't know who that is. No.
423, Cody Chun.
Cody Chun, yeah, he's I don't know where he works. I know he works. I think I've seen some stuff with him in Defy. I want to say that's what I want to say, but I've seen a little bit, couple clips here and there. Looks pretty decent, but doesn't set the world on fire for me. But he's still young, so he may have a chance to become a little bit bigger.
421, Unsocial Jordan. No, actually, I skipped one. I'm sorry. 422, Zach Patterson.
Zach Patterson. Oh, I've heard Zach Patterson has a good look. Very young. I don't know what his ceiling is, but yeah. I mean, I at least say that he's he's in good shape. It looks like a fucking pro wrestler. So
421, Unsocial Jordan.
So I've heard of him, and I think I seen him not too long ago coming on my social media, and I was like, oh my god, this guy looks like a Noam Dar a little bit. But I haven't seen like him working or know what he can do or anything like that. So,
all right, we're in the 420s. 420, Danny Demento.
He's been around fucking forever.
Looks like it.
He's been around forever, mate. It's like if you know indie wrestling in the United States, you should at least heard the name of Danny Demento.
Sounds like an indie deathmatch guy. 419.
No, he's not a deathmatch guy. That I do know. He's not a deathmatch.
Well, I mean, it sounds like an indie guy in general. Danny Demento.
He's definitely an indie guy. Yeah.
419, GPA.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chicago guy. 418, Jay Vidal.
I know that he was, or I don't know if he still is, but I know he has ties to Impact. That I do know.
417, Aiden Prince.
Another person who has ties to Impact as well. I don't know if he's still there or not, but yeah.
416, I'm gonna try and say this. Hikuleo?
Spell it.
Hikuleo.
Oh, Hikuleo. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Remember Hikuleo? Remember with the rumors with JY and Hikuleo was having earlier this year for their contracts were coming up, and Hikuleo was probably going to come to WWE. That guy, the big guy. You don't remember we were talking about that for like nearly a month? Oh, never mind. Fuck it. It's okay.
Was that the guy with Tamatanga?
Yeah. In the Bullet Club, yeah.
The big tall guy with an afro or whatever?
Yeah, with the hair, yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, Hikuleo, yeah.
415, QT Marshall.
Yeah. That's fair, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. 414, Kratos.
God, man, he's been around for fucking ever. For fucking ever.
I mean, I would think so, since he's the son of Zeus. Or am I thinking about the Kratos from the video game?
Yeah, Kratos from the video game, yeah.
Kratos.
He's been around for fucking forever. If I remember right... No, it's not the same guy. Never mind. But I know he's been around for forever and 17 days.
413, Vixen.
Don't know. Can't say I know that one.
Deathmatch. 412. Yeah, Vixen is a deathmatch wrestler.
Oh, okay.
412 is Lucky Ali.
I've seen the name. Believe he was, he had a AEW match on Dynamite actually. Don't really know what they can do per se, but I have seen the name float around. I have seen pictures of him. I've seen, pictures of him. Very good shape. Looks like a pro wrestler. That's all I can really say.
411 is Mike Hardenbauer.
Prime Power. Don't know.
410 Bojack.
Bojack, motherfucker. Yeah, it's how can I say? He's like I won't say athletic Mark Henry because Mark Henry is athletic, but he's like his size wise is similar to Mark Henry. But this guy could do like a fucking nasty sit down powerbomb. I have seen that before, like a fucking nasty sit down powerbomb. So he's young still. I think his future will lean towards more WWE if he decides if he gets that big, but we'll see.
409 is Facade or Facade. I mean,
Facade. Heard the name. I believe he. I believe now. I don't want to say he's a deathmatch wrestler. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he does any death matches, but he has a look of a deathmatch wrestler. Yeah, he's actually in really good shape too, as well. That I will give him, but I can't really say that I've seen his work to like this, to determine if he's really good or not. But I think he's been around for a little bit too. So
408 is Jaden Newman.
Jay Newman, heard the name. I think he is from Tennessee. I want to say. I don't know if it says it where he's at, but I think he's from like Tennessee or whatnot. But if it's the same guy that I'm thinking about, like he is pretty good. He just needs to fucking gain some weight on him.
Yeah, he's from Chattanooga, or wrestling Chattanooga. There you go. 407 Camaro Jackson.
I don't know who that is, but I like the name though. Name's pretty cool.
The Quad Father. That's the nickname.
The Quad Father.
The Quad Father.
Okay.
The top prize of Glory Pro Wrestling. 406 Dirty Dango, or also known as Fandango.
Fandango. Well, he's having fun in Impact, and he's being relevant on Impact. So, we already know his wrestling ability. It doesn't set the world on fire, but but good character work.
Yeah, I like him. 405 Jesse Goders or Godders.
Jesse Godders, Mr. Pectacular. He's like an OVW guy, so he's been around forever. So what can you say about him? Like he looks like a WWE guy, you know what I mean? But like I don't really foresee him going to like a WWE or even AEW. Maybe he'll go back to Impact if he continues on.
I think at this point, if WWE really wanted him, they would have signed him already.
Yeah. So
I don't know, but 404 Devin Monroe.
Don't know.
Trained by Ken Anderson.
Oh, okay. Well, trained by Ken Anderson. So there's that.
403 Darian Bankston.
Oh, yeah, he was getting destroyed by fucking Powerhouse Hobbs on AEW Dark not long ago, and Wardlow too. So, if he's this high on this list, almost top 400, he must be pretty decent. And if he's on AEW, he must be somewhat decent as well. So,
402. Okay, it says Rio, not Rio. RHIO. Not the Rio from AEW.
Not the Rio from AEW.
It's a UK girl.
So it's not Rio.
Not Rio. It's
because I was gonna question. I was like, don't know. I know Rio, but don't know.
UK girl. 401 Anthony Henry.
Former NXT wrestler. I know that he is working around on the indies and trying to get himself back. But yeah, I know he was like on. I think he's part of the Workhorsemen. I think.
And then 400 is Josh Woods.
Is he part of the Workhorsemen? Does this have any accolades or anything for him there?
Augusta, Georgia, one half of the champion, the Workhorsemen, with JD.
All right, there we go. Yeah, they're actually going to be going up against FTR on Rampage. So
good
this Friday. which I won't be watching.
And then 400 is Josh Woods.
Josh Woods. Well, I mean, we all know who Josh Woods is, so you know. I mean, he's in AEW. I know he's doing stuff in Ring of Honor right now, so you know. I know he was in NXT for a little bit too as well before he got let go. And this was a while ago though, because he was going against like No Way Jose, so that's how long ago he was in NXT. But I like his look. I think his look's pretty good.
All right, so that's 400. Do you want to continue, or maybe do this on another show?
No, God, no. I can't take any more of this.
Okay. So when do you want to do the rest of this?
I mean, do we really want to do the rest of the full list?
I mean, hey, it's up to you, man.
I mean, I don't really care. We could probably we probably shouldn't even be doing the full 500. Maybe probably do like the last, I don't know, the top 100 or something.
Yeah, we can do the last 100 for like Wednesday if you want.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, peeps. That's the show. Special emergency show for today, and who knows? Whatever happens tomorrow, you know, if it's a big topic, if it's a big,
we may be back tomorrow. For all we know, I don't know.
You may be back tomorrow to talk more about this list on plan. But no, yeah, if something big happens tomorrow, we bet your bottom dollar we will cover it, people. But yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow, but more than likely we will see you Wednesday, depending on what happens tomorrow. And yeah, shout out to everybody. Make sure to follow us on our social media handles: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Drew Yari. And then you can find the shows anywhere where podcasts are put out. And make sure on Monday to tune into Morning Slam Podcast on YouTube, which starts Monday at 8:30 in the morning. PM, or not PM, in the morning, Central Time, through 10. It's Monday through Friday, people. So check that on YouTube if you haven't subscribed already to YouTube. So do it now, or
hold your peace,
or Justin will kick your ass. He will.
I don't want to. You know, I don't want to threaten people out there.
He will show up to your house with a chain wrapped around his hand. But and he'll just punch the shit out of you. I'm kidding. Justin won't punch the shit out of you. Justin's a nice guy. I don't think he'll hurt anyone, unless they're Houston Texans fans.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Houston Texans fans, Houston Rockets fans, Dallas Mavericks fans. If you're a Cowboys fan, I think you're in the clear. But
yeah,
they're going to the Super Bowl, people.
I mean, I don't know. Fucking Trayvon Diggs got fucking injured towards ACL today, so that's God, man.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That guy's really good. But yeah, man, just listen to all our shows, listen to our friends' shows. So, but we'll see you more than likely next Wednesday, depending on what happens tomorrow. But take care, guys, and peace.
Peace out.
Oh, and Spinebuster Tees, of course. Visit the store if you're in the area, or go online. So, but anyways, guys, take care. Peace out.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.